What's up, everybody? Captain Matt here. Hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend. I got my first crabbing trip in myself, so stay tuned for a good report. I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway. Stay tuned for more. We have to pardon the scenery. I'm a little backed up now. They finally got my boat running, trying to get the crabbing going. So before we begin, I'm going to interrupt a little bit. First, I'd just really like to apologize. Thought I had all the footage together, ready to go for Wednesday. This video was supposed to come out on Wednesday. Obviously it didn't. I had lots of issues recording while I was out on Monday, but I thought I had everything ready to go, and I got to editing. I was having computer problems. I was running out of time, trying to bait up for a Wednesday trip, so I just didn't get around to it. I had it partially together, but I just had to use a filler video instead. I usually have a couple on standby that I just pop out there for cases like this. So I want to thank everyone for the commented on the April-May crabbing report video and the giveaway. And we're going to announce that later on, and then every crabbing report video I do, I'm going to also try to continue the giveaways. So stay tuned for the winner of the last one and rules for the next one. Without further ado, let's get back to the video. My day job, all that good stuff, so I'm going to have to talk while I drive. I'm on my way to get some bait for tomorrow. So obviously you can see in my other videos, I did a lot of work on the boat this year. You know, it's best to get all your maintenance and get everything ready the best you can for the year. That way you're not slowed down. So this is really my shakedown test as far as the boat was concerned. Obviously did a lot of camera work to try to bring you guys some awesome camera footage. So I had, what do we got? Got a camera mounted in my auto dipper. It didn't work too well. It needs a little adjustment. The visibility was bad, maybe 2 feet if that. I'll show you some videos here. You can see kind of the bait bags, but they just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and then you can kind of see some crabs. It's not really what I wanted. Got to tweak that one a little bit. So I had a really cool surprise, something that I had in mind that I wanted to implement. As you can see here, I called it bait cam. It didn't work at all. I set it in like 3 feet of water, and it still didn't have enough daylight, and the water clarity was so bad. That's not going to work, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one. Had my deck cam. It worked pretty good. I just had it tilted the wrong angle. Then my rail cam, it worked pretty good, but I guess the biggest issue I had with the cameras was I tried to wire them so I wasn't changing batteries all the time, and they kept cutting off. So I'm gonna make some tweaks for the next trip, see if I can get that worked out, but it's a work in progress. It's my first time. I'm not a professional videographer. Boat worked flawlessly. Motor ran great. I did have a problem with my GPS. It started last year and I ignored it, thinking it was just too cold. Did like this December trip down to the packs, and it just kept randomly rebooted. Now it's still rebooting, and it got to the point where it was unusable, which made it tough when I needed to move my lines, and couldn't tell real depth. So on to the crabbing. On most trips I'm not going to give you exact where I'm at. I'll give you a rough idea. I'll probably try to blur out landmarks because people love looking at landmarks, but for this trip's going to be wide open. Went to the Tred. It's not really a secret. There's lots of area to work in. If they're there, usually you can find them. So there's not really a secret with the Tred. So I arrived before, had my awesome wife with me, aka Captain Crunch. I had my friend. We didn't come up with a nickname from him, but he tagged along too. They were 2 greenhorns. We got to the ramp about 4. I really, you know, if I knew it was hot and heavy and good action down there, I'd have probably gotten there 3 a little earlier. But got to the ramp before I was in the water by 4:15. The parking lot was empty. There was one other commercial guy pulling in on the trailer at the same time I was, otherwise it was empty. Seemed like half the boats were missing out of the pier there, landing the docks there, and I heard some commercial guys fire up their boats. I didn't have any reference of what was there existing. But as soon as I got into the water, you could just tell it was crammed with commercial crabbers. And I thought to myself, either A, this is a good sign because there are crabs here, or B, everyone's just out since the crab prices are so insane right now, just trying to get a little bit of that action. So when I get to my spot, normally I just keep an eye on where all the commercial crabbers are laying, just for reference, right? Just get an idea of what's going on. Typically you'll see the same guys, or at least boats in the same locations all year round, but it was packed. As soon as I left out of Bellevue, there's 3, 4, guys in the main bay there towards the mouth, running lines, all the way back to where I usually like to crab. It was commercial boats everywhere. Now where I usually like to crab aren't usually boats. I usually see one boat in the one certain area where I crab, and I did see him, but there were already 2 other boats in that area. It was crazy. I was kind of defeated and I was shooting myself, not getting up earlier, but hey, it was a shakedown trip. I wasn't out there expecting to catch the mother load. So this is my week for technology. I actually specialized in technology for 20 years, and it's not treating me very well right now. For some reasons unknown, I lost the last half of what I was recording in the truck. So we're going to have to wrap it up here. You get to enjoy a nice view of the boys and their couch that they commandeered back there. It's kind of a mess, but it's theirs, and they're the only ones who really use it. So getting back up on topic, the Tred was just crammed with commercial boats. Didn't even get to see if there was any wrecks out there. Later in the afternoon and mid-morning, it got pretty crowded with just, recreational traffic in general. People out there having a good time, enjoying the Memorial Day. I did get to my spot. I had one lay that I could manage in the area that I typically like to crab in, so I did get 1,200 feet there. I was using clams. Had to go around the corner and out a bit, and I was able to lay another 2,400 feet of clams. First line was anywhere between 8 to 12 feet of water. The second line started at about 13 and ran down to 17 feet of water, just trying to get a lay of the land. First line did pretty good. The second line, the first half was pretty good, more shallow. When we got to the 17 foot, it was just out, and I wasn't really expecting much anyway. But I wanted to run it, see what it got. Lots of great numbers, but horrible size. It was just crazy. Every crab that I saw, I thought they were all illegal, meaning under 5 inches. There was not a single crab to be found that came up through the dipper or got brought to the boat where I said, I don't need to measure it. I don't know what was going on. Everything was small. I did end up moving the second line. Tried to find some more shallow area for the 2,400 feet. I did get it where it's kind of started at 5, dropped to 10, went back up to like 8 and then down, and it ended up at a good probably 1,000 feet of it was in about 4 or 5, 3 to 5 feet of water. It did okay. Not great. Again, it was just pure, lots of numbers. For every 1,200 feet I was catching probably 8 to 10 crabs, maybe more, so it wasn't stellar, but it was okay, at least number wise. But half of them were throwbacks. By the time I caught 20, 30 crabs, I might have had 3, 4 keepers. It was not good. But that's the way it goes. It was my first trip of the year. Like I said before, I should have been out earlier and I wasn't. I wanted to get my boat ready. Had other commitments I needed to get done. So being for the first trip of the year, wasn't really expecting much. I just wanted to go someplace where I know to get a lay of the land. Key to being a successful crabber is actually to get there out there often. It's up to you to find them. And it's a lot of trial and error and just moving around. You got to move to find them. You got to be willing to move. If you get out there more, you can try more locations. So I did say I was using clams. The water temperature was hovering right around 68, so it was a little lower than what I typically see at that time of the year. Normally I would see something, low 70s, so it wasn't too far off, but it was a little bit colder than normal. They were calling for a nice day, like high of right around 70 and sun, but it's pretty overcast most of the day, a little bit chilly. Towards the end of the day, it did warm up. The sun really didn't break through until I got home, of course. So we crabbed about 6 hours or so. I didn't get on the water till 4:15. I think legal start time, not that everyone really follows rules, but legal start time was 5:15. I really don't think I got crab until 6. By the time I got the lines in the water, helping teach the greenhorns a few things, get my camera set up and just getting everything square for the first trip. I think I got started at 6. We took an hour lunch break, took time to move the line, so maybe got 5-6 hours of crabbing in. I only came back with 36 keepers. As far as quality goes, about a third of them were nice, muddy, brick type, getting ready to shed. Another third were paperweights. And then the last third was probably just somewhere in between. It was just a mixed bag, generally, of quality. I did end up keeping the lights. That was part of my 36, 3 dozen, just because I knew I was going to eat them. None died on the way home. Another key to being a successful crabber is getting time and experience, and getting more data. Crabs, you can't predict crabs 100%, but you can see trends, and the more you're out there, the more trends you see year on year and year. You see the way the season usually starts. If you crab the same rivers at the same times, you kind of can compare notes. So I'll shed some insight on at least my thoughts of what I saw and what was going on. Last year at the Tred, the big crabs seemed to linger longer. And I think that was mostly due to the salinity level stayed south longer. Everything seemed to delay. The crabs didn't get very far north, and everything seemed to be very delayed last year. This trip, no biggies, which is really odd. So I've just been thinking about it. Why are there no big crabs? I mean, Tred's not known for having big crabs. But typically at this time of the year in early season, you'd see crabs at least 6 inches, 6.5. You'd see a few mixed in. I saw absolutely zero. After I picked up the bait and an earlier video footage there, I actually ran into 2 guys, and they asked me for some information, and they gave me some information. And both of them were also at the Tred recently, and they said the same things I did. It was just smalls. Lots of crabs, but just tons of smalls. We didn't see, none of us saw. We all crabbed varying depths and locations in different areas of the Tred. And there was mostly smalls. But why? Why is there mostly smalls? Let's put some other things together. Even though the water temperature was down, I think the salt level's really high there. I didn't have a way to measure it, but I did see jellyfish. In a normal season of years past, just going back from memory, your first trips usually don't see too many jellyfish at all. Maybe by late June, early July, it's swarming with jellyfish there. There was already signs. They weren't big jellyfish, but there's already signs of jellyfish developing. So that, to me, that means that the salt level is really high, which may mean that the Tred is in a farther along state than it typically would be at this time of year, which kind of conflicts with the water temperature, but I think it's more driven by salinity than water temperature. Everything's a guess. You're just trying to make good guesses in educational guesses on what's going on. So that's kind of my thinking. Maybe the big crabs have already moved on, and we're kind of where we were delayed last year. Maybe we're very far advanced this year. The other thing is maybe due to the water temperature, the other bigger crabs haven't made their way up yet. It's one or the other. But it's just really odd that we're already into June. And at the Tred, we would typically see just mostly small. You still catch some big crabs here and there. I remember last year thinking, like, are we on the wrong river? I thought I was on the Y River because the crabs are so big for so long going into mid-June. But it's just really odd that no one was catching anything that was even resembled a number 1. It was all number 2s. The other thing, females. Typically, when I start crabbing the rivers, you don't see a lot of either the immature females or the mature females. So the very small ones or very big ones. I was already seeing quite a few immature females, and again, that's something in years past I didn't see at the Tred. For till mid season or so, when it gets really hot and the salt level goes way up. So it's very odd that I saw that many females as well. It's a hypothesis of mine. You can take it for what you want. It's just very weird. It's a very odd start to being at the Tred at this time of year. So that's all I got for my crabbing report. Sorry, the video footage sucked. We'll make it better for next time. First, let's pick a winner here for the last giveaway. Got a little tool here I use. Just randomly picks a winner. So I'll go to my video and click winner, and the winner is, congratulations, Night 33 nurse. Please get in contact with me. I actually looked you up. You don't have an email address out there on YouTube, but send me an email. The email address is in the About section of this YouTube page. Again, I want to thank everyone who put comments in. It was pretty awesome hearing about everyone's favorite places to crab. Everyone has a favorite place to crab, and sometimes it's not even the best place to crab, but it's just favorite, whether it's scenery, memories, all that good stuff. It was great to hear all the different places people like to crab. So let's get to the next contest. So tell me below in the comments, how often do you get out and crab each year? Do you wait till a certain month and the temperature? You know, if you stay farther north, obviously you're probably not getting out till June, July, maybe at the earliest. Some people just wait till the fall. How many times a year do you crab? Do you crab once a week, once a month? You gotta subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. So this contest is gonna go for 6 days. This one's coming out on Saturday. The next one's gonna be Tuesday, and then the following one will be Friday. So on Friday's video, we'll announce the winner, and we'll announce rules for the next contest. This contest will be another grab bag. Once I get in contact with Night Nurse, I'll figure out what he or she decides to pick from the grab bag, and then the next contest will be what's ever left in the grab bag. I want to thank all the new subscribers. About up to close to 160, high 150s. Once I hit the 200, we'll be giving away that cool piece of art by Ronnie Young. And like I said, once we hit 300, the next big giveaway will be a keg steamer, stainless steel keg steamer. That's all for now. Till next time, I'll catch you later.